here's a fruit that I've never heard of. This is called candle fruit. And as you can see, this tree is loaded and there's tons of them on the ground. I definitely advise bringing a knife if you come here, but the inside seems to be the part that you would eat. That doesn't taste edible. We'll do some research on this.
Guys, when I went to the World Trade Center after 9/11, as you could tell in the video, that still apparently was not enough proof. You guys wanted me to go back and show the actual towers before the attack. And I hate going back over there because it's spooky. I don't like the 90s. It's a spooky era. But just because I'm a nice guy, I was willing to go there today and film a few clips. Now some of these clips are going to be the Twin Towers, me showing you my face with the Twin Towers behind me, and also a few clips of New York City during that time. Guys, this is going to blow your mind. Check this out. As you can tell, I got the Twin Towers behind me. Guys, I'm not making this up. I'm about 3 miles away from the World Trade Center right now, but look, there they are, right behind me. You gotta love these New York streets. For those that can believe me. I can see them from right here. Glorious.
Alexa, is the Earth going through a vibrational shift?
The Earth is currently going through a significant vibrational shift, which is causing a rapid evolution of all life forms on the planet. This shift is characterized by a pressure on life forms to evolve swiftly in response to the changing vibrations of the Earth. The vibrational shift is causing a range of physical and metaphysical changes, including heightened awareness and shifts in human consciousness.
Alexa, what causes the Earth to go through vibrational shifts?
The Merkaba of the Earth is said to be responsible for altering the vibrational frequency of the planet. The Merkaba is a mystical vehicle that is believed to represent the consciousness of the planet. When the Merkaba rotates, it changes the vibrational frequency that the Earth is currently experiencing. The Earth is thought to go through these vibrational shifts as a result of natural phenomena such as solar flares, cosmic rays, and planetary alignments.
Alexa, how do you survive a spiritual void?
From ojp.gov. Misguided and dysfunctional efforts to fill this void include the pursuit of drugs, alcohol, sex, money, material possessions, power, status, and fame.
Alexa, how does the dark night of the soul help us find our purpose?
From subconsciousservant.com. The purpose of the dark night of the soul is to dismantle what you previously believed to be true about yourself and the world and to show some deeper, more profound spiritual meanings of life.
Alexa, what is the spiritual meaning of the void?
The concept of the void refers to the absence of anything that can be perceived or experienced. It is a representation of nothingness in its purest form, and it has been linked to several areas of metaphysics. Spiritually, the void represents a break from the everyday world and a chance to reconnect with a higher power or the divine. It can be a powerful tool for meditation, introspection, and spiritual growth, as it encourages individuals to recognize their own impermanence and the transient nature of.
Alexa, what can people learn by going into the void?
From hcus.edu.hk. Through single-channel command, Void can help people connect with their subconscious.
Alexa, why is there a void to experience when healing your inner child?
From healthline.com. When needs for love, recognition, praise, and other types of emotional support go unmet in childhood, the trauma that results can last well into your adult life.
Alexa, why is it necessary to stay in the moment when going through a spiritual void?
From 8books.com. Present moment awareness is an essential ingredient in life if one expects to experience any degree of authentic peace and contentment.
Alexa, what is ego death?
A loss of subjective self-identity is called ego death. It is a concept that is connected with different areas. The term has been used in a variety of contexts with comparable definitions. The exact definition and use of the term ego death may vary depending on the context in which it is used. In general, however, ego death can be described as a state of complete loss of subjective self-identity. It is a concept which is closely related to the idea of losing one.
Alexa, why is ego death necessary to achieve clarity?
On the mental level, ego death can lead to clarity and peace. This can help people let go of the emotions that stop them from having unhealthy thought patterns or responses. It can also help people connect to their inner selves and understand their purpose in life.
Alexa, what can people learn about going into their own darkness?
People use darkness to learn about their innermost thoughts and feelings in order to gain insight into both themselves and the world. Some people turn to the darkness in the form of solitude, meditation, or mindfulness practices. Others may go into their own darkness through more active pursuits like extreme sports or creative projects. The important thing is that people can come out of their darkness with new knowledge about themselves and the world, as well as a deeper understanding of their own strengths and weaknesses.
Good stuff, friend. Thank you.
Yo, that was interesting. So a month ago, I dropped a ring and creeped down my bedroom. Oh, that's nice, man.
So one thing that God will never ever do is contradict himself. This is why understanding and studying the Bible is so important. There are rules that govern the human and the spirit realm. These are called covenants. And I mean this with all humility when I say this, but operating from a place of ignorance when it comes to covenants, it's not really an excuse. It's just an opportunity for you to be taken advantage of, especially when it comes to worldly covenants. There's a misconception that the only way you can enter a worldly covenant is by openly worshiping the devil or doing some type of a blood sacrifice ritual, and I'm sorry, but that's just not true. In Luke chapter 4, when the devil leads Jesus up to a mountain and he says, I'll give you all the authority and splendor. It has been given to me and I can give it to anyone I want to. Question, how did he receive that power? Luke chapter 4 makes it very clear that open worship is a method for him to create a covenant with you and transfer power. That's what we see in Hollywood. However, the way that he received that power was not through open worship. It was through disobedience, right? Or I guess not even disobedience, it was ignorance. Ignorance was the root cause of their disobedience. Adam and Eve transferred power through a covenant that was created in their ignorance. Being ignorant to the legality of covenants does not excuse you or keep you exempt from them. It just gives the enemy an excuse to operate in your life with legal dominion. Imagine being trapped under the bondage of sin, and somebody right now is praying, asking for deliverance, and every time they pray, God sends an angel to intercede on their behalf. And when the angel arrives, they are intercepted by demons, and the demons say, look at this covenant. We have a legal authority to operate in this person's life. You, God, will never contradict yourself in the way that you behave. So until this individual moves out of disobedience into obedience, we have the right to continue operating in here. And I'm going to be even more specific, okay? The worldly covenant that you establish will most likely come through some form of idolatry. So take your pick, okay? Astrology, tarot cards, money, weed, psychic readings, crystals, music. It's all the same poison pill. I cannot overemphasize the importance of protecting your portals, your eyes, your ears, your mouth. These are portals that lead directly into your heart and create a lustful state for you to now enter a covenant with something that you didn't even plan on. And I really have to address the music thing and even TVs because Hollywood is really starting to get on my nerves with this. Like, why would somebody enter a covenant with the devil, right? You have to think about this for a second. There has to be a healthy level of reasoning. If there is a devil that can give results, then there must be a God that opposes the devil. And we actually get a little bit of an answer to this in Isaiah 28. It's written to religious leaders, and I believe Ephraim. And it says, we have made a covenant with death, and with hell we are at agreement. When the overflowing scourge shall pass through, it shall not come unto us. So it's not that they don't believe in Jesus, it's that they believe in the validity of the covenant that they created. And this is why my anger with Hollywood is at an all-time high right now, okay? Because it's one thing for you to purposefully enter a covenant with yourself, but it's another thing to then pass that covenant along to other innocent people. You're gonna have to see me in the body of Christ once you start doing that. Take heed lest thou make a covenant with the inhabitants of this land. Protect your portals, the shows you watch, the food you eat, and the music you listen to. I want to be very clear. I'm not saying that everyone needs to stop listening to the music, watching TV shows, or eating food or whatever. That's you and your prerogative. What I'm saying is if you find yourself trapped under the bondage of a specific sin, you need to look at yourself in the mirror and ask yourself, what are you willing to give up to be free? Now, one thing I want to be very clear about covenants is that these are legal, they're legal contracts, right? And so you can't just walk away from a covenant, like marriage, for example. You can't just walk away from it. It has to be dissolved by a legal governing body. There are 5 biblical covenants. There was the Noahic covenant, the Abrahamic covenant, the Mosaic covenant, Davidic covenant. All of them superseded each other until the 5th and final covenant. That's the Messianic covenant. So if you think you have a worldly covenant that is in place, you have to appeal to God to dissolve that covenant. God is the only one that has the authority to dissolve a worldly covenant, as you can see here in Isaiah 28 verses 16 and 18. Just like the court of law, there are steps you have to take to dissolve a worldly covenant and enter into a messianic covenant. I'm out of time, so I promise you I will make a video on this very soon explaining how to do so. But for now, the key takeaway is this. Just because you are operating in a place of ignorance does not mean you are exempt from a worldly covenant. It just means that you are at risk of being exploited. All right? Stay blessed. Pray up. Happy Thanksgiving. I'll talk to y'all soon, okay? Amen.
So, much love to everybody.
And
What's your kids?
Bella and Celeste.
See, when he mentioned his kids' names, Bella and Celeste, he closed his eyes. It's hard to know how much regret he actually feels about that, or if he is happy about that, but something about bringing up their names, that's a point that's going to be much harder for him to talk about. I don't think he has any regret whatsoever about killing his wife at this point. And he may have no regrets about killing his children, but that one seemed to evoke more of a response. Watch his eyes after this again.
I mean, she wasn't here. The kids weren't here. Nope, nobody was here.
What's your wife's name?
Shanann. S-H-A-N-A-N-N.
What's your kids?
Bella and Celeste.
You see that eye close?
C-E-L-E-S-T-E.
And he's doing it again. When he's talking about his kids, he keeps closing his eyes.
How old are your daughters?
4, and Bella's 4, Celeste is 3.
And so...
All right, see, he's withdrawing his lips. Oftentimes, when we want to try not to say something, we withdraw our lips. So right now, this, for whatever reason, is more precarious than talking about his wife, talking about his kids. He's just trying to remind himself not to say something. This means that he's feeling more when talking about them.
How many times did you try calling her?
I called her 3 times, texted her about 3 times just to say, you know, what's going on. Like, because after I called her and texted her once, it's like maybe she was just busy, like she just got back, you know, like everybody's probably calling her from her trip. She just got back.
Now don't read too much into that. So he scratched his face, he's outdoors, there could be bugs, there could be all sorts of stuff. It's the kind of thing to pay attention to if it keeps happening, but just happening once doesn't mean much. I'll go back to show you again, because I also want you to know what doesn't mean anything.
Maybe she was just busy, like she just got back, you know, like everybody's probably calling her from her trip. She just got back from Arizona, and I figured she was just busy. But when her friend showed up, that's what it was like, it registered like, all right, this isn't right.
One thing he's doing very well, he's nodding his head yes and shaking his head no a lot, along with what he's saying, which could make him seem more convincing. So that, for a liar, is actually a very good skill to have.
Do you think she just took off? Do you think...
I mean, right now I don't even want to just like throw anything out there. Like, I hope that she's somewhere safe right now and with the kids.
All right, so once again, when he's forced to lie, he's more likely to close his eyes. This is not unusual. Sometimes people just squint. He outright closes his eyes. But the reason that's important is that that's his tell. Some people have more tells than others. And so you've got to figure out what each person's tell really is.
But, I mean, could she just taken off? I don't know. But if somebody has her and they're not safe, like, I want them back now. Like, that's what's...
See, once again, there's the eye close. I want them back now. Close his eyes because he doesn't want them back now.
And they're not safe. Like, I want them back now. Like, Like that's what's in my head. Like if they're safe right now, they're gonna come back.
If they're safe right now, they're going to come back. He knows they're not, so he knows they're not coming back. It's an interesting way for him to phrase that.
But if they're not safe right now, that's the not knowing part. Like,
and he's starting to smile more.
If they're not safe, last night I had every light in the house on. I was hoping that I would just ran over by the kids running in the door and just like barrel rushing me, but it didn't happen. And it was just a traumatic night trying to be here.
The smile's getting bigger. It's getting more obvious.
I'm going to ask some kind of tough questions.
And there he goes. I'm going to ask some tough questions. He's telling himself to make sure not to say anything stupid. Make sure to hide that mouth. Make sure to keep your mouth shut.
With the kids.
Yeah,
watch this again.
Over by the kids running in the door and just like barrel rushing me, but it didn't happen. And it was just a traumatic night trying to be here.
What a disgusting smile. I mean, truly, feels so relieved by people not being there. He really is starting to smile.
I'm going to ask some kind of tough questions about your relationship with the kids.
And also, him hiding his lips, that could also be recognizing that he was smiling. It could be either one, and that's what you have to do with...
That's interesting, man. Put your salt inside.
Like how many sachets of salt?
1.
Okay. Is it only coal that you can use? Let's see the coal very well. Show us the coal.
That's it.
Okay. Is it ordinary coal or can you use anything else aside from coal?
Charcoal. You can use charcoal. This is my charcoal.
Okay. You also add charcoal.
Yes.
Like how many penta? Does it have any quantity?
No.
As much as you want.
Yes.
Okay. So. Hello y'all, this is a girl coming in. Guys, I'm at the location where I'm shooting. I now saw this guy that was digging something. You understand? So I now asked him, why are you digging this ground? What are you up to? And the guy told me it's called earthing. Say NEPA cut their light. That is through this earthing that they get light. For over how many years now, they have not paid NEPA for lights. They only get lights through this earthing. So you all should listen to what he's saying. Because what are you doing?
I'm constructing earthing. So this is coal.
Okay.
And this is salt.
Okay.
First of all, dig the coal.
Okay.
1 feet. Measure it with your hands.
With your what? Hand. Okay.
Yes.
Can you measure it? Let us see, please. Okay. So rule at your elbow. Yeah. Okay. So.
There.
Okay, you are trying to plug the wire.
Yes.
Okay, you connect it with this.
Yes.
Okay, let's see it very well. Okay. Okay, you will dig it inside the hole.
Wow. Yeah.
Wow. Okay. I hope you all can see. Okay, this is it. Okay. So you pour
your salt inside.
Like how many sachets of salt?
1.
One sachet, 1.5. How many sachets?
1.5.
Okay.
Then put your coal.
Coal, okay. Is it only coal that you can use? Let's see the coal very well. Show us the coal.
That's it.
Okay. Is it ordinary coal or can you use anything else aside from coal?
Charcoal. You can use charcoal. This is my charcoal.
Okay, you also add charcoal.
Yes.
Like how many penta? Does it have any quantity?
No.
As much as you want.
Yes.
Okay. So guys, watch. This is the charcoal. Okay. Then
this is ash.
Hash. Nyantonon.
Yes.
Okay.
Then you pour.
Wow. Hey. The ash.
Yes. Inside the coal.
Okay. Then you add the
coal back.
Oh. Okay. You add the coal back. This coal, is it only once that you can use it?
Yes.
How long would the light last?
It can last forever.
Depending.
Yes.
Okay. Let's watch. Let's watch. It's still adding.
Soft.
Okay, on top of the ash and the coal. Okay.
Yes.
Then you pour back the clay.
Yes.
Okay. Okay.
Bye-bye. Auntie.
Huh. No, that's pretty interesting.
A lot of y'all already know now that an Anunnaki have landed. Anunnaki, right? They've landed, and they look black people just like you and I. So you won't even tell the difference when you see them on the street, and you won't tell. They're just like you and I. So they've landed, and they are the warriors in the galaxies. They're undefeated. They are most feared everywhere in the physical realm of the galaxies, right? So here's something. So this whole thing that you're saying you're feeling like friction, war, I don't know, whatever is going on in the world right now, is winnable in the spiritual realm, right? Not the physical, in the spiritual realm. And now the Anunnaki are the warriors in the physical realm. And I think you know where I'm going with this. So now the opposition that Anunnaki is here, to oppose, right? The opposition that they've been acquiring a lot of knowledge, ammunition, and they've even been testing some of them in the sky. So, and they've already even partnered with other ETs to get more technologies and all the weapons out of this world, because they knew at some point Anunnaki is going to land on the surface of the earth, and there's going to be, they know Anunnaki is like the warriors, right? So, and if we let a physical thing go on, Anunnaki versus these people, right? We're going to have a problem, because there's going to be a lot of casualties, a lot of bloodshed, a lot of, Anunnaki would win this because they are the warriors everywhere, right? But these people have got an empire of other ETs they're working with. We don't know what might happen, a lot of bloodshed. So here's something I need you all to understand. This war is winnable. I don't know if I said this already. This war is winnable in the spiritual realm. Why don't we find somebody who wins, right? All powerful, who wins in the spiritual realm? Guess who I'm talking about? The children of Israel's father, right? Is undefeated in the spiritual realm, all kind of realm, physical, everywhere else. The children of Israel's father, because now children of Israel are still here. That's the beauty about it. So their father, Heavenly Father, is watching over them. So their father, his name is in the Bible called the I am that I am, right? Now, in the translation of the language that they spoke, it's called So Nini the Nini. I am that I am. So Nini na Nini. That's the only one who can defeat everyone. I'm telling you right now. Not there's all the gods, Buddha, Allah, and no. The I am that I am. So Nini na Nini. I am that I am. That's the only one. That's the father of the children of Israel. The one that told Moses to go get the children of Israel out of Egypt to the promised land, and Musa didn't understand. What am I going to say who you are? And he said, go tell them. So Nini na Nini, the Bible translates to I am that I am. Nini na Nini, I am that I am. Go tell them. So Nini na Nini said, you sent you. So you need to understand how to win this, because if you're going to go with, physical to physical, these people have been knowing that Anunnaki one day is going to come here. They've been waiting and training and learning all kind of weapons. Anunnaki is going to have a hard time winning this flat out, just like they do in the galaxies. And a lot of people are going to, suffer as a result. Rather leverage the I am that I am. So Nini na Nini, I am that. The father of the children of Israel, that is. It's the only one that just lifts their finger and everything falls flat without even a word. That's how powerful. He just says it and it's done. Right? He just says, it is done, and it is done. Without fight, nothing. Okay? Think about it, because I see a lot of people here, putting a lot of weight on, and I can save the day. Yeah, they're here to try to save the day, but these people have been waiting. Okay?
Oh, you see, right now there is a lot of information around the world going all over here and there, and some of them is scared, you see, but there is no too much honesty, so we can't know which is real, which is not. And we believe here that our role now as humans, living in this time, is to unite and share love and care for one another unconditionally. Thus, it could be a great thing, man. If we all humans love one another unconditionally, it could be so good. Yo, hit the like button and let's keep watching. Big up George Jr., big up MJ Stone, big up Josie, big up, all those people that have been using the comment section. God bless you. Let's keep watching. May the universe reward you generously. You are loved.
So can you explain the difference between crystal and not crystal? How do we know?
So the way to check to see if something is pure crystal or if it's just like blown glass or just regular glass is to do the little thump test.
Okay.
So you take your finger and you hit that sound, and if it just goes to just a ring like that,
okay,
it's glass.
Okay.
Now the difference with crystal is you're going to hear that ring like a bell chime.
Okay,
That's
I want
how
that
you know
glass.
it's crystal.
And how much is that?
This one's $1, and chances are this is probably something like Waterford or Mikasa or one of those brands like that.
Ah, that's interesting.
What did Tesla mean when he was talking about the 3, 6, and 9?
He was definitely not talking about writing something in your journal in the morning, afternoon, and night. He was a scientist and like a psychonumerologist that was also dating a pigeon. What he's referring to is that you can invent anything when you understand that 3 forces make up the core of it, and that those 3 forces are either 3 passive, 6 active, or 9 neutralizing. And that when you understand what the 3, the 6, and the 9 is in any equation, the rest of the numbers are always the same. So you can figure anything out, any invention, as long as you can isolate the 3, the 6, and the 9, or the law of 3 out of it first. Not a lot of people will teach you this, but I will for a limited time at the book in my bio. Don't miss it, or keep reading in your journal. That won't work. Bye.
Ah, okay.
At a time when most babies of this age would be learning to turn over, this baby is demonstrating incredible tone and power in the hip flexors and shoulder girdle. That is some distance this baby is able to cover. As a side point, this may be a side effect of allowing your babies to sit next to you while you play video games such as Frogger or Super Mario Brothers.
Oh my God. Oh my God. What did those people catch?
Gone shallow.
Hey, you want to know what kind of shark that is? Well, this might be kind of disappointing, but so do I. This is the best screenshot from that video, in my opinion, and here's what I'm getting from it. A lot of people commented that it's the great hammerhead, which honestly is a pretty great guess. Huge animal, very shallow waters. A lot of times that guess is probably going to land. But my thing is, where the heck is that giant dorsal fin? As we see in this image, that dorsal fin sticks up just as high, if not higher, than the tail does. Also, a lot of sharks, including the great hammerhead, often have this notched doohickey thing at the very top of their upper caudal lobe. I don't actually know what it's called, but you can kind of see it in this image. And I'm just not getting great hammerhead dorsal fin and great hammerhead notched upper caudal lobe in this picture. A pretty good guess for large animal in shallow waters is a sawfish, but here we have 2 decently sized dorsal fins and a tail that's not that tall either. So consider me thrown. What do you think it is?
Oh, what is that thing?
Hi, Cindy here, and I have an angel message for you. This is message 141, and November of 2023 actually marks the 1 year of when I started giving messages online. So I've had 141 angel messages to give to you since November of 2022. All right. You are going to learn about something incredible. And you are going to become a changed person with this knowledge. You will become a new version of yourself when you receive this knowledge. This knowledge will come to you in a special way, and you will become a more advanced version of yourself when this knowledge integrates into your body. You will become a more honest version of yourself when this knowledge integrates into your body. You will become a more happy version of yourself when this knowledge integrates into your body. You will become a more gifted version of yourself when this knowledge integrates into your body. This information will become a turning point in your life, and you will remember it as the barrier that separates your old life from your new life. And you will always remember the day this knowledge came to you. You will be able to understand this knowledge and begin to embody this knowledge very quickly, even though this knowledge will be tremendous. This knowledge will be an entire incarnation of Earth's worth of knowledge. This knowledge will help you understand how you and others like you will begin to help people open up to who they truly are. Many people on Earth are blind to their own magnificence, and you are going to help them realize their own magnificence. And you will find this work to be very fulfilling and very love-filled. This work will not drain you. This work will fill your soul with love energy and give you a boost with every offering of help you lend to others. You have an entire evolution of Earth to plan and execute once this awakening begins in a first mass awakening wave that will bring with it access to knowledge of everything Earth and its people have experienced since this incarnation of Earth and its people began. This knowledge is waiting for you, and you will begin to understand why Earth is such a big deal in all that is. That sounds like a lot of knowledge. I just love how they keep spiraling. Like, spirals are a key. But they keep spiraling information. Like, every time they come back to a topic, they lay on another layer, and they lay on another layer of understanding. So, and I've given messages about the mass awakening and how we're going to be remembering our own past lives and all that. And now they've laid on this other layer of how we're going to have access to knowledge of everything of Earth since the beginning of this Earth. That's a lot of knowledge. So that is wild. And I love the spiraling too, because I actually was an occasional teacher for many years, and teaching through a spiral and coming back to topics over and over again and laying on new layers is one of the methods that teachers use to teach. So I just find it interesting that that's also what my angels use to teach me, is this spiral method. So it lends a lot of credibility to that learning method. Yeah. Very interesting. All right. Well, there's your message for today. Thank you so much for listening, and I hope you have a fantastic day. Oh, and by the way, yes, it did snow here a few days ago, so we do have snow, but this week ahead, we're supposed to get some warm temperatures, and this should all melt, but it will be back. It will be back. Okay.
What's up to everybody watching, man?
14 karat, 18 karat, 22 karat, and 24 karat solid gold. All right, here's what the purities look like next to each other. And of course, they're not the same design, but y'all get the picture. All right, so 14 karat gold is 58.5% gold purity. And the rest of it is mixed with cheaper alloys like silver, zinc, copper. And I'll show you the stamping. It says 14 karat right there. But just real quick, just because it says that it's stamped 14 karat doesn't mean that it's a solid gold piece automatically. If you've heard of that brand Jackson, they do vermeil pieces. So it's like they have a sterling silver chain. This is what vermeil means. It's a sterling silver chain that's plated in gold, and that can be stamped 14 karat, all right? But inside the clasp here, it says 585, but y'all will not be able to see that. Now, I will say 14 karat is very common in the West, but outside of North America and Europe, a lot of countries consider 14 karat fake gold, and 18 karat is actually the minimum. All right, so here it is. This is an 18 karat piece. This is 75% gold purity. Let me show you the stamping real quick. There it is. Inside the clasp, it says 750, which you still won't be able to see because this camera can't pick it up. But this is a great purity because it still has that gold look. Well, it has more of that gold look. It's not as washed in comparison as the 14 karat is, and it has a really nice shine factor to it. And for everybody that's like anal about scratches and stuff, this is a good purity to stop at because the finish is just absolutely beautiful. Now we're getting into the big leagues. All right, we got 22 karat solid gold. This is 91.6% gold purity. This is such a common standard with Asian gold, like Indian gold, like Middle Eastern gold. 22 karat is the minimum in a lot of places here. All right, so a lot of places there. So let me show you the stamping real quick. Well, it says 22 karat on the side, but inside the clasp is the 916. All right, so the thing about 22 karat is that a lot of plated jewelry tries to emulate high purity like 22 and 24 karat. So typically when people here in the States see it, they automatically assume, okay, that's gotta be a fake piece, right? So that's just like the negative thing about the perception of it, is that fake jewelry tries to copy it, right? But when you see these pieces in person, you'll be really hard pressed to think that they're fake jewelry. On camera is another story, but whenever I've worn these pieces out, I've got nonstop compliments. People are like, yo, where did you get that from? They're like holding it, and it's heavy too. So like, it's just, these are winners. Absolutely beautiful, all right? But I will say, they will get scratched up more than 18 karat, especially if you have a pendant on them and it's kind of going back and forth on the chain. So just kind of be cautious of that. Again, if you're someone that's looking at your chain just in and out like that, I would, probably stop at 18 karat. But for me, I just wanted to dispel another rumor that you cannot daily wear high purity gold like 22 and 24 karat. That's simply not true. I have worn both of these pieces the same way I've worn my 14 karat and my 18 karat, and they've been perfectly fine. I'm talking having them on literally 24/7, where I'd be in pools, beaches, jacuzzis, hikes, sleeping, showers, all that sort of stuff. And they've held up just as well as my lower purity. And I do know that, with jewelers, sometimes like it's easier to sell you on a premium of a low purity and say that it's more durable and stuff. But I would advise that if you're curious about high purity, watch videos of people that actually wear it. Like just daily wear it. And that's what my YouTube videos are, is showing y'all like, yes, I daily wear these and they still look as good as they did as the first time that I got them. All right. Now 24 karat gold, man, this is 99 0.99% gold purity. All right, there it is. Now the clasp on this one is actually 18 karat because the brand thought that it would be easier. And typically if it was like a solid 24 karat piece, even with the clasp through, it'll be like this M clasp, right? But this, like same thing with my 22 karat piece, worn it in every sort of situation with this 24 karat pendant as well. And it's been fine. And just like the look of it, absolutely gorgeous, absolutely beautiful. So it's all personal preference. I would say try them for yourself. Like a lot of people that speak on high purity not being worn daily are people that have not worn it daily, or they're just regurgitating things that they heard online. So always try it for yourself. And lastly, regardless of the purity, some people just prefer the color of 14 karat and 18 karat on their skin in comparison to high purity. So I completely understand that.
Oh, no, that's... Oh. Thanks for watching up to this far, man. You are loved. Much love and respect to yourself. Good vibes is the message here. Peace, love, and forgiveness. With honesty, man. Spread it wherever you are. Thanks for watching. Hit the like button, the super thanks button. Yo, and keep it tuned for some fire episode. We are out. Bye bye.